All right, Shalom. Gotta give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Salakia. Shalom to the hopefully elect, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakak Wadash. The Most High, the Heavenly Father's Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah, not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So gotta give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rekak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well. For the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the octave pushing the truth and believing the truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hope for the elect. And shalom to the Akwath who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from GMS Orlando Camp coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, and daily edification. Lord's willingness be edifying. Now, I titled this lesson, Our Time of Being Nourished is Almost Up. And I got an article, and it's going into how the famine is being played out and like what's happening, how the famine is slowly coming about. So the article is based on basically everything that Jake used, that we use on a daily basis, which is food, other things. So, Lord willing, this be edifying. So like, let me pull this real quick, cause this is something that need to be showed, man. Okay, so like, let me make sure it's sharing. Now, this article, it says from parade.com, and it say, here are the groceries you might be missing on store shelves, right? So I'm going to read, Lord willing, I can get through the whole article, because this is what's playing out, man. And the reason how famine comes about because of shortages. So it started off saying food shortages at your local supermarket are about to be a new normal if they aren't already. It's a current shortages result from a combination of increased demand. USDA data shows that demand for foods is up 13% versus last year. And tightening supply. They say Xavier Neville, author of the Lettuce Diaries, how a Frenchman found gold growing vegetables in China. It's a food processing company, founder and executive and strategy coach explaining to Parade. Depending on categories, tightening supply can come from adverse climate conditions. For example, Canada's harvest of durum wheat used in pasta is down 30% compared to last year. Or it can be because many food factories are operating below capacity because of COVID-19 restrictions in production. It's a Salakia, it's a i.e. more distance between workers feeding meat processing. It's a one silver lining. The actual food is still there in most cases. You're not dealing with actual food shortages, but with disruptions in the supply chain. Neville says when it comes to food imports, other factories come into play. Two-thirds of the apple concentrate consumed in the United States comes from China, and a large portion of its fish catch is shipped to China to be processed and re-exported. It say with Chinese ports showing a 7-day average of 206 ships waiting at port versus 82 ships per COVID. Logistics for such items is likely to be inconstant, inconsistent, inconsistent too. And with Chinese factories operating at reduced capacity because of power restrictions, supply issues for food products, it's a destined to the U.S. market like frozen or dried vegetables used as ingredients in soups or ready meals will be impacted too. It's a find out what groceries may be missing due to global food shortages at stores. And please don't panic. This too shall pass. It say our food shortage is coming. In short, yes. It said there are a number of reasons for this, and yes, you guessed it. One of them is the COVID-19 pandemic. There are also labor shortages and supply chain issues due to the number of other problems, including climate change affecting crops and rising energy prices worldwide. As a result, you are likely to see some shortages of certain food items while shopping through supplies may vary depending on time and location. It's a related 30 non-perishable snacks. What foods will be in short supply? There may be a poultry shortage. So it's a turkey and chicken would likely specifically be in short supply. Experts say the turkey shortage is predominantly of smaller turkeys. Many families have smaller gatherings for Thanksgiving 2020 and will likely do the same for Thanksgiving 2021. It said making the demand for smaller birds skyrocket above the available supply. What's more, the price or grain went up, making the birds that are available more expensive. Many groceries, many grocers have also noted that there's been a chicken shortage with Tyson chicken, pointing the finger at labor shortages in the pandemic as the primary reason. It's a got toy shortage for 2021. It's a beef and bacon shortage may plague our plates. It's already plaguing the plates for eating bacon in the first place. Where is the beef? It may not be on your store shelves. In June, a ransomware attack targeted one of the biggest beef suppliers in the world. As a result, beef is often still in re- relatively short supply at many grocery stores, as well as higher in price than ever before. Shoppers also Shoppers have also reported bacon being hard to come by and increasingly expensive. So it's a related Christmas tree shortage. It's a carbonated beverages, beer and soda may be harder to come by, which we won't be drinking sodas anyway. It's a you may want to savor your LaCroix and Diet Coke more than ever. Power and fuel shortages in Europe and China reportedly may cause disruption that will trickle down through numerous industries. The energy crisis caused a fertilizer shortage, which in turn led to a shortage of carbon dioxide. This means there may be carbon dioxide to put bubbles in your Salakia. This means there may be carbon dioxide to put bubbles in your soft drinks and that glorious foam on your beer. There may also be aluminum shortages, meaning not just will carbonated drinks be in short supply, but canned ones may be especially scarce. Wow. It's a it's a pumpkin shortage. It's a good grief. Canned pumpkin may be in short supply for the second year in a row because 2020 wasn't enough of a hellscape thanks to COVID-19. Mother Nature added a drought to the mix that hurt pumpkin crops. This year, the spread of a fungus on many pumpkin crops in Illinois, from which most canned pumpkins and pumpkin puree is forced. It's a may make getting your autumnal flavor fix even harder. So lucky if I'm stumbling on these words. They say there may be a pet food shortage. According to Reuters, price hikers on ingredients like corn, soy, and meat, as well as certain oils, have led to price increase on pet food, with certain retailers like Target and Amazon actually facing pet food shortages. Also contributing to pet food shortages is one otherwise silver lining to the pandemic. And an average of 12.6 household got a new pet between March and December 2020, leading to a high demand for pet supplies. Bottled water shortages may flood stores. They say now might be the best time ever to invest in a water filter because bottled water has been scarce for many shoppers. It's one of several items that Costco specifically has put buying limits on for customers. This is largely due to droughts in many areas themselves. It's a result of climate change as well as an overall shortage of plastic and of course good old fashioned panic buying. It say paper towels and toilet paper shortages may be back. So let's go. It say hold on to your hiney because toilet paper shortages may be a plague we can't quite escape yet. Costco has limited toilet paper purchase for customers with paper towels also taking a hit. May we suggest a beaded and or some microfiber cloths. So these cheap grocery list ideas will help you save money and stay on budget. There may be a shortage of Lunchables and juice boxes. The pandemic has disrupted supply chains also, they say across the board in a number of ways, making many moms nervous at the grocery store and potentially leaving picky eaters hangry. It say hangry. Many shoppers, I'm sure this must supposed to have been hungry. Many shoppers have noticed empty shelves where Lunchables were once stacked high, as well as shortages of juice and sports drinking, with many stores saying that the products won't be readily available as normal until as far as 2022. Lunchables parents company Kraft Heinz told today in a statement compared to 2019, near 2 million more households bought Kraft Heinz brands in the second quarter of 2021. We are also seeing all-time high demand for many of our brands, including Lunchables, which in that case has been driven by proactive steps and investments in marketing and brand renovation that deliver on expectation of modern parents and kids. As such, Lunchables is seeing double-digit growth for the first time in 5 years. We're actively investing in our supply chains and have teams working fast and furiously so our retailers and customers can get more of the Kraft Heinz products they love whenever they like to shop. Canned food shortages may be common. They say aluminum is in short supply for a lot of manufacturers. So those of you who love to stock up at can sales, we see you and we respect it. may have a tougher time this year. In addition to aluminum shortages, there also simply the fact there's also simply the fact that more people are cooking at home and, let's be honest, doomsday prepping, thereby increasing the demand for canned food overall. And as the demand increases and the availability of aluminum decreases, you guessed it, canned goods will be a lot more expensive. Mm. It said, Mamma Mia, there's a pasta shortage. It said, as an Italian American for whom Sunday sauce is an absolute necessity simply to function as a human being, the idea of a pasta shortage is nothing short of devastation. And here we are, droughts and record high temperatures, thanks again, climate change, have affected wheat crops all over the world, driving up the prices of pasta and making it harder to come by. It's a related 20 comfort food dishes that don't require an extra tip to the grocery store. They say bread may cost you some extra bread. They say like pasta, climate change's effect on drought and temperatures have made bread more expensive and more scarce due to damages to wheat crops. If you still have some sourdough starter from 2020, it may be great time to bust that out. It's a liquor shortage may make all of this harder to bear. If everyone, it said, if everything you just read about food shortages make you want to take tequila shots, we definitely understand. But you may want to hold off. According to NPR, there is a perfect storm of factors for booze shortage. The time it takes to supply produce, liquor, the expenses to import it, and the difficulties associated with sourcing glass. If bathtub moonshiners make a comeback, we'll know why. So you see, man. So the reason I titled this lesson, our time of being nurtured is almost up. The reason is I'm going to get these precepts. I'm going to cover precepts to make my point. So from the time when we had to flee from out of Jerusalem, right? Let me read what Yahweh Shah said first. This is Luke. Let me get this one first. This is Luke 19 and 43. It reads, for the days shall come upon thee that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee round about, and compass thee round, and keep thee on every side, right? And shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation. This is going to this time of 70 AD, right? This is what Yahweh spoke about. This is Revelation, Salaki Luke. This is Luke 21 and 20. This is what Yahweh was saying. It say Luke 21 and 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and this when Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, so-called Negroes, Jamaicans, and Haitians, we had to flee into Africa and other parts of the world, man, mainly Africa. It say, then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains. This is what the Messiah was saying. Who the world even called Jesus Christ. And let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto, for these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto you, but woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land and wrath upon this people. It say, verse 24, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. You got these guys, you got people out there talking about, well, when did the Messiah say that you was going to go into captivity? Oh, okay, that's what it is. Angry. Okay, okay. Hungry and angry at the same time. Okay, con. Okay, con. So it say, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So this is Yahushua telling Judah, Benjamin, and Levi that they was going to go, they got to flee, man, right? And that we was going to be led away captive into all nations, right? So leaving Jerusalem, fleeing into the mountains, right? Different parts of the world, mainly Africa, right? Where we went to go and hide out amongst these other nations, right? And we was refugees in the land. So when you read it, matter of fact, let me get this. This is Revelation. So from the time we got into the land of Ham, so-called Africa, to the land of North America, Babylon the Great, right? The Lord said we would be nourished up for a time, right? So you got from Africa to here, Babylon the Great. The Lord been nourishing us up. And we say this all the time. We was not sent here to get riches, to be in Hollywood, right? We were sent here for a punishment, for a judgment, for to be corrected, right? But in the midst of us getting corrected, we was gonna be nourished. Like right now, brothers go to work, brothers pay their bills, so they can have internet to do videos, right? The truth got to go out, man. So the Lord got us. We suffering punishment. We suffering um, adversities and afflictions, trials and tribulations, right? But we are being nourished, and at the same time, man, we being nourished at the same time while we going through this. This is Revelation 11 and 1. Because in the valley of dry bones in Ezekiel 37, when the Lord say He put the flesh on some Israelites, the 1/3 He put the breath and the flesh in, right? They may understand, cleave to the truth, and repent. This is Revelation 11 and 1. And there was giving me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, rise and measure the temple of power, and the altar, and them that worship therein. Right? Let's talk about the whole flelette. Jumping down to verse 3, it reads, and I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,203 score days, clothed in sackcloth. Right? These are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the power of the earth. You see? So it said, what? And I will give power unto my two witnesses, which is the southern and the northern kingdom, and they shall prophesy 1,203 score days, clothed in sackcloth. Now let me get this real quick. Um, this is Zechariah. Let's see. Salakia. Let me get this real quick. Um, Probably forgot where it was at. It's been a minute since I read it. Okay, hold on. Salakia, bear with me. Let's read this first. This is okay. This is Zechariah 12 and 7. And it reads, the Lord also shall say the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. In that day shall the Lord Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as power as the angels of the Lord Yahweh before them. The point is, the Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. Now this is Isaiah 11. Let's get this. This is Isaiah 11 in verse 13. It reads, Isaiah 11 and 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, the northern kingdom, and gather together the dispersed of Judah, the southern kingdom, from the four corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. But they, the southern and the northern kingdom, shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines towards the west, and they shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. So the point I'm making is, the Lord said we was going to come over here, right, and prophesy in sackcloth, right? Now, when you read, let me go back to Revelation. This is Revelation is 11 and verse 4. It reads, these are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the power of the earth, right? Now, this is verse 7. And when they shall have finished their testimony, what's the testimony? The testimony of Yahweh, right? It's saying, when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, which is what? Right? Once the elect gets sealed, these devils are going to make war, right? Against the Israelites. That's why I said this devil came to make war against the remnant of her seed, right? It say, and when they shall have finished their testimony, that's when the elect going to be sealed. The beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them. So, as the scriptures say, Revelations 20, right? Some gonna be beheaded, right? But not all Israel, but not all the elect men gonna get put to death, right? It say, now this is verse, it's Revelations 12 and verse 6. Now it say, and the woman fled into the wilderness where she had a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days, right? So this is about Israel being nourished up, right? From fleeing into Africa and other parts of the world to North America, Babylon the Great, this wilderness here, man. We have been nourished up. The reason this famine's coming, because the elect is almost sealed, man. The reason things is taking place how it is in the earth, the reason prophecies is taking place the way it is, because we have been nourished up. Things about the elect is about whomever the elect is, right? We pray that we be of that number of the hopeful elect, but the elect is about to be sealed, man. Let me get this. So while we was being disciplined, while we was being corrected, we was being nourished up as well, man. So now, when you read, let's get this, and it all makes sense, man. This Revelation 7 and 1. And after these, I saw four angels standing on the four corners of earth, holding the four winds of earth, that the wind shall not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on the tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. So trees represent people, the sea represent the people, right? Listen, man, that earth is talking about Babylon the Great, man. First and foremost. Listen, the angels is holding back the winds of destruction, man. So, as I always say, you got the MOTB playing out over here, which is moving in. You got famine playing out over here. It's moving in, right? They pushing the Yabawaki on people, right? Which is the prelude to the Karagma, right? These things is playing out. Martial law. These are what they got the detention center, right? Them FEMA camps, man. Where they locking up most of the Northern Kingdom right now, right? Well, all these things is playing out, man. Right? You got sedition all around the world. I just put this clip up. I shared it in the post today in our chat today. Brazil, man. Yeah, it's on YouTube. Brazil is. I'm gonna reshare it. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna reshare it to my channel. Brazil is flooded in the streets, man. Brazil, Colombia, Cuba, Australia, Puerto Rico, Haiti, all these places. And the Lord said in Leviticus 26, right in 33, I'm gonna scatter you among the nations, and I'm gonna send a sword after you, man. Listen, as it says in 2 Ezra 9, when you shall see uproars of the people around the world and earthquakes, man, then know these things is playing out. And the reason it's playing out, because the elect is almost sealed, man. Of course, we got a little more ways to go, man. But we see prophecy playing out that the elect is almost sealed, man. It say, let me read this again. It's Revelation 11 and 7. It say, and when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottom of the pit shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them. Right? The testimony of Yahweh Shema Shai is almost done, man. You got brothers all around the world pushing this gospel, man. Right? When the Lord say, let me get this. This is Matthew. Uh, let's see. This is Matthew 24 and 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Right? So in Revelation 11 and 7, it say, let's read that again, man. And we see this playing out, man. With a man-made famine, man. This is Yahweh Shema Shai working. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them. Now, let me get this other one. Let me see. It say, this is Matthew 28 and 19. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. You see, it's a teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even unto the ends of the world. So this gospel have to be preached throughout the four corners of the earth, man, and then shall the end come. And we see these prophecies are playing out. So why the elect is getting sealed, the Lord got the angels, prophecies playing out, man. Now they holding back until the elect gets sealed. This is Revelation 17 to read the point. It say, for power have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, unto the words of Yahweh Shema shall be fulfilled. So once the elect get sealed, man, famine and pestilence and these concentration camps, martial law, these Gurga troops, all these, it's gonna fly off at one time, man. This is Second Ezra 16 and 22. It reads, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the brother put up right here in Lamentations 4. Let me go back and read it. This is I know I saw it on here. Matter of fact, let me just get it. Let me just get it. This Lamentations 4:9. And it reads, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. So it's better to get put to death by getting shot than to die of famine, man. Let's read this again. 2nd Ezra 16:22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Now Lamentations 4:9 says it's better to die by the sword than to get put to death by famine, man. You see, this is 2nd Ezra 6:22. It reads, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses, which is these grocery stores, these Costco's and Sam's Club, these warehouses, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, man. So, hey, our time of being nourished is almost up, man. We see it through prophecies. Let me get this. This is Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 17. I'm starting at verse 17. It reads, for in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set up a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion. Listen, whom being his firstborn, he nourished with discipline and given him the light of his love, doeth not forsake him. So the Lord been nourishing us up in what? In discipline, man. Being corrected in captivity. And while you have been corrected the whole time, when you look back at your walk, you've been eating, man. You ain't had to sign no contract. When you made it to Hollywood, you was finna be NFL player or whatever, you UFC, whatever, man. When you look at your walk, the Lord been nourishing you up with discipline, man, and made a way for you to eat, man. It's a uh Sirach 17:18, Ecclesiasticus 17:18, whom being his firstborn, he nourished with discipline, and giving him the light of his love, doeth not forsake him. Therefore, all their works, who Israelite works, the hopeful elect, therefore all their works are as the sun before him. What is shining, man? The truth is going out, man, through the hopeful elect, starting with the apostles and elders of great millstone, man, our spiritual fathers, man. This truth is going out as the sun, man, meaning it's shining to them who's supposed to get the light, man. It say, therefore, all their works are as the sun before him, and his eyes are continually upon their ways. Who? The hopeful elect, man. It say, none of their unrighteous deeds are hid from him, but all their sins are before the Lord. But the Lord being gracious and knowing his workmanship, neither left nor forsook them, but spared them. Through what? Nourished with discipline, man. He said he spared us, man. Hold on, it say, but spared them. Let's get this. This is 2nd Peter 2:4. It reads, for it said, for if God spared not the angels that sinned, angels don't sin. The angels in the spiritual realm, they don't sin. So who is this talking about? It's talking about the Israelite men. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, the word hell mean a condition, a judgment, a punishment, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. Our judgment is these bodies. We get old, we get sick, and we die, man. We got to come down here and work for the devil, right? Pennies on the dollar. As I tell you in Baruch, right? Let's get that. This is Baruch 3:8. It reads, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh power. So we got to work, man. Right? We got to work. Let's get this. This is Haggai 1:6. It reads, ye have sown much and bring in little. You eat, but you have not enough. You drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages, earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. You see? Why? Because this is not our kingdom, man. This is not our rulership. We are not to be comfortable here, man. This is Micah 2 and 10. So you can see the reason these things is playing out, famine, the shortage of food, shortage of water. The reason these things is playing out because our time in captivity is almost up, man. We have been nourished and disciplined. Us being nourished and being disciplined and being and becoming what is it disciplinary, if I'm pronouncing it right, to being disciplined, our time is almost up, man. It say, all right, Micah 2 and 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. If the Lord meant for us to be here forever, this scripture wouldn't be in here, man. It said, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. This arise and depart is mental, spiritual, emotional. This is not physical. We waiting on the physical, but we got to come up first spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, man. Here's another one that talks about spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. This is Zephaniah 2 and 6. It reads, Salakia, Zechariah 2 and 6, Salakia. It say Zechariah 2 and 6 reads, Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, said the Lord Yahweh, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds. You see, I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heavens, saith the Lord. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughters of Babylon. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you, for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. So the Lord said again, come forth, flee from the land of the north, said the Lord Yahweh, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heavens, saith the Lord Yahweh. Now, when you go to Matthew, it said the exact same thing. Let's read this. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse let's see. Matthew 24 and 29. It reads, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened from the mushroom clouds, from the missiles, and the moon shall not give her light because of the mushroom clouds from the missiles. And the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. The powers of the heavens, talking about the elites that rule the earth. And then shall appear the sign of the sons of man in heaven. And then heaven talking about earth. As they're saying that this is the white man's heaven and the black man's hell. Talking about this rulership. It say, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. He's coming back with chariots. It tell you that. It tell you in Psalm 68 and 19. It tell you the Lord coming back. Psalm 68 and 17. 20,000 chariots, even thousands of angels. And it said, the Lord is among them. That's why I tell you in Isaiah 66 and 15, the Lord is coming back with fire and his chariots with anger, right? And rebuke. It say, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. What it said in Zechariah. Let's read it again. Same thing it said in Zechariah, man. The Lord does not change. It say, Zechariah 2 and 6, ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord Yahweh, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of heaven, saith the Lord. You see? So in Matthew 24, it said immediately after the tribulation, prove to you that there is no rapture doctrine, because it said immediately after the tribulation, when the Son of Man shall come back, and the angels, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, right? Like it says in Zechariah 2, man. The elect is who? This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah 45 and verse 4. And it reads, let's see who the elect is, man. Because the Lord don't change, man. Malachi 3 and 6. That's why I say, for I am the Lord, Yahweh, I change not. Therefore, you sons of Jacob are not consumed. Not you sons of Edom or Ammon or Moab or Ham or Ishmael or Elam. It said you sons of Jacob, man. Isaiah 45 and 4. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect. I have called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. You see? So the elect that the angels are going to gather in Matthew 24, it's talking about the Israelites that were scattered over the four corners of the earth, man. Now, you see, what's about to happen is we have been nourished with discipline, man. So when we see the talks of famine, when we see these devils talks, like the elder Aram went into from Birmingham the other night, but the articles that him and the young brother were bringing out last night, man, about these devils running out of time, man. Why? Because the Lord said He speeded up the time in Matthew 24 and 22, man. So showing that everything is linking up with prophecy, man. These devils run out of time, right? His prophecy, man. So while the Lord is nourishing us with discipline, man, He's been also nourishing us that we may be able to cope, man. Watch, learn, and then start teaching, man. So famine playing out, right? We see pestilence playing. Oh, I was looking at Al Jazeera a couple of days ago. Man, it's a famine. A famine is heavy right now in Afghanistan, man. Heavy famine in Afghanistan right now, real bad, man. It's a serious famine going on. When you leave North America, Babylon the Great, it's famine all out there in them lands, man. Why? Because them heathens, man. They once upon a time, all these heathens had their hands on us, man, in slavery, man. They had us captive over times, man. And that's why I tell you in Isaiah, let's get this. This is Isaiah. Let me see. It's Isaiah 41, I think it is. Salakia. Let me get this. When they say the captives, the captives of exile hasten that they may be loose, man. Right? Let's read that. Isaiah 51 and 14. I thought it was in 41. Salakia. It's Isaiah 51 and 14. It reads, it said exile, the captive exile hastening that he may be loose, and that he should not die in the pit, nor that his bread shall fail. You see? What bread, man? Being nourished with discipline, man. Right? The Lord say we shall not eat bread. Let's get this. This is Job 21 and no Salakia. I'm sorry. Job 23. Let's read this. This is Job 23 and 10. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he have tried me, I shall come forth as gold. This is how the Lord try his men, right? He put them through the furnace of affliction, adversities, right? Trials and tribulations. This is us being nourished with discipline. It say, my foot have held his steps, his way have I kept and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandments of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. We have been nourished with discipline. With what? With this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. This comforter, man. Right? Yahushua said the same thing, man. Let's read this. Matthew 4 and 4, which Yahushua was quoting this from Deuteronomy 8 and 3, man. But he answered and said, it is written, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh Shema Shah. So we see this going on, man, with these, hey, with these grocery stores about to be found empty, man. Well, guess what? The scripture tell you there's gonna be a famine, man. It's gonna be a famine of bread and water, but mainly, most importantly, it's gonna be a famine of the word, man. Why? Because we are being nourished up now, man. We're being nourished up now with discipline, man. That's what's going on. Let's read this again. Ecclesiasticus 17 and 18. 17 and 17. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion. You see? You see, he said a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion. See, that's why our power is Yahweh Shema Shah. All the other nations, 17 heathen nations, they all had gods, man. Right? They worship all type of other gods. But Israel only had one power, man, and that's the Heavenly Father Yahweh through his only begotten Son Yahweh Shah. It say, verse 18, who being his firstborn, he nourished with discipline and giving him the light of his love doeth not forsake him. So the Lord have been nourishing us through discipline, man. So though we being here, being punished through adversities and afflictions, trials and tribulations, we have been, he been nourishing us with discipline and to have enough, man, that we may learn, right? Study and teach, man. Cause we supposed to be feeding shit. We just messengers to deliver the message, man. But the point is, we see these things going out. We see what's happening with famine and pestilence, and these devils about to come down with great wrath because the time of Israel captivity is about to be up, man. The time of your punishment is about to be up, man. So the Lord is showing us examples of prophecy playing out with destruction, man. That's what's going on. This is what's up in the get? Salakia. This is Ezekiel chapter 5 and 16. It reads, so it shall be a reproach and a taunt. Matter of fact, this is Ezekiel 5 and 14. Moreover, I will make thee waste and a reproach among the nations that are round about thee in the sight of all that pass by. It reads, so it shall be a reproach and a taunt, and instruction and astonishment unto the nations that are round about thee, when I shall execute judgment in thee in anger and in fury and in furious rebukes. I, the Lord Yahweh, have spoken it. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. Right? Going back to Isaiah 51. Matter of fact, let's read it again, man. This is Isaiah 51 and 14. See, this is the Lord judging you, Jakes, man. Isaiah 51 and 14. The captive exile hasteneth that he may be loose, and that he should not die in the pit. What's the pit? North America, Babylon the Great, man. It's a pit for you, Jakes, man. Right? When the Lord said in Isaiah 42, right? Who gave Jacob to the spoilers, to the robbers? It was the Lord, man. So they put us into a pit, man. That's why I tell you in Isaiah 14 and what's that? 17, I think it is, that he opened up the house of his prisoners, right? Who controlled the prisons, man? North America, Babylon the Great is a pit, man. It's the captive exile hasten that he may be loose, and that he shall not die in the pit, nor that his bread shall fail. And our bread is what? Yahweh Shema Shah, man. We have esteemed the words of the Lord's mouth more than our necessary food, man. Right? So back in Ezekiel 5 and 16, it reads, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, talking about you Israelites, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you and will break your staff of bread. You see, the Lord's going to break the 2/3 staff of bread. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring a sword upon thee I, the Lord Yahweh, have spoken it, man. Let's look at this word bereave. So these things is happening because the Lord is bringing our captivity, our being nourished with discipline to an end, man. That's what this is, man. So let's get this word. I want to get this word real quick in Ezekiel. The word bereaved. So let's say to be bereaved, make childless, miscarry, to cause barrenness, slow barrenness or abortion, to miscarry. Childless is a lost children, rob of children, deprived, suffer abortion um by analogy to bereave, bereave of children. Mm. To destroy, man. To destroy. And that's why it says this in Ezekiel 9, man. To destroy two-thirds of Jake, man. It said to this Ezekiel 9 and 4, and the Lord Yahweh said unto him, talking to an angel right here, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry. And again, we have to keep saying this because Jerusalem represents you Israelites, wherever you scattered at. It say, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abomination that be done in the midst thereof. If you're not crying to Yahweh Shema Shah daily, what's going on? If you're not praying to Yahweh Shema Shah, but you ready to get out of this hell, out of this pit, because we're in a damn pit. If you're not crying to Yahweh Shema Shah to get you out of this pit from all the wickedness going on around us, man. Transformers running rampant around the planet, right? Or we eating GMO food contaminated. And that's another thing I was thinking about too at the plantation last night, man. Why these devils got us eating, we don't know what we eating, man, right? But the Lord saying in Ezekiel 4:13, we're going to eat our food defiled. In Mark 16 and 18, he said we're going to drink poisons and should not be killed. These jakes in Mexico dying for not having a Coca-Cola every day, man. They dying from not drinking Coca-Cola, man. Poisons. The Lord said we was going to drink poisons and not be killed, man. We are going to eat our food to follow them on the Gentile. These devils is making food in the laboratory, man. Meat. We about to get out of here, man, because the Lord is not finna let this continue to go on. If the Lord done show he's not a man that he should lie, right? He said he promised. These devils is trying to feed, it is already beyond meats, feeding us fake food, man. The Lord is not going to let this continue to linger, man. We almost out of here, man. All you gotta do is just hold on, as it says in Revelation 3 and 10, Revelation 3 and 11. Hold that fast with thy hands, that no man take that crown, man. It's a and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. We are surrounded by abominations here in Babylon the Great, man. Verse 5 say, and to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him. Now he's telling the other angels, follow that angel. Everyone that he don't put a mark on, kill him. And to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. Maids is young women. It's the and women. That's twice for women. Slay utterly old and young, both maids, which is young women, and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin in my sanctuary. Then they begin the ancient men which were before the house. The Lord is finna do a spring cleaning, man. As my auntie called it on Saturday, a spring cleaning, man. Listen, we almost out of here, man. These things that's playing out is because we almost out of here, man. That's why they playing out the way they is, man. That's why every news over and over every week, man. Every day, new articles coming out, man. Why? Because the Lord have been nourishing us, man, and being nourished through discipline is about to be over, man. And all hell finna break loose here in Babylon the Great. And listen, when you watch these news like this guy this news Al Jazeera, they on what's going on around the world, man. When you watch world news, there's famine in all these countries, man. Famine is everywhere, man. It's everywhere. The only place it hasn't hit heavy yet is right here in Babylon the Great. And when you look at this place in Los Angeles, what is called Skid Row, and the other place in San Francisco, man. Listen, the brother put the clip up. I saw another clip because I used to do videos on it all the time about it said they got doctors and lawyers that's living in the streets, man, in tents, in the RVs, man. Why? Because a famine is in America now, man. Babylon the Great has a famine. It just not worse than it is in the other countries, man. But it's here. These things is happening because the elect is almost sealed, man. And these prophecies are playing out as the elect is getting sealed, man. So I'm gonna get a couple more of you, brother precepts, and I'm gonna close out. This thing is serious, man. We have been, hey, our time of being nourished is almost up, man. As we came here to get nourished, man, for discipline, to be disciplined and nourished at the same time, man, in correction, to turn back to Yahweh Shema Shah. Let's see. This is Adam 9 put up Jeremiah 29:18. And I will persecute them with the sword, with the famine, and with the pestilence, and will deliver them to be removed to all kingdoms of the earth, to be a curse and an astonishment, and an hissing and a reproach among all the nations, whether I have driven them. You see, that's plainly talking about the Israelites, man. Oh, that's what I was finna get. Baruch. Let me get this. Let's get this. This is Baruch chapter 4. And I'm gonna start at verse let me see. This is Baruch 4:22. It reads, I'm gonna read 21. It reads, Be of good cheer, O my children. Cry unto the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, and he will deliver you from the power and hand of the enemy. For my hope is in the everlasting, that he will save you. And joy is coming to me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting our Savior. For I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but power will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever. Talking about the land of Israel. Okay, this is like the land speaking. When you go and read Ezra chapter 2, second Ezra, matter of fact, Salakia, just let me prove that real quick. Let's read. Let me see. It's second Ezra 2:2, I think it is. Yeah, so the second Ezra 2, to read the point so I can go back to Baruch. The second Ezra 2:1. Thus saith the Lord, I bought these people out of bondage and gave them my commandments by men servants, the prophets. By men servants, the prophets, not women servants. It say, whom they would not hear, but despised my counsel. The mother that bare them said unto them, Go your way, ye children, for I am a widow and forsaken. Who is the mother? Let's get it. You niggas out there always talking about Africa is the motherland. It ain't, man. Let's see who our mother is, man. This is Galatians 4:26. It reads, But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. Jerusalem, Israel, had nothing to do with no Africa, man. Now, let me get back to this. In Baruch. So it's Baruch 4 and 23. It says, For I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but power will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever. Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from our power which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is to come upon you from power. So what these niggas talking about, let's not wait for the Lord. Suffer patience. Suffer patience. The wrath that is come upon you from power. For thine enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction. Whose destruction? The enemy. And shall tread upon his neck. We shall tread upon his neck. It say that, man. Hold on. Let's get a precept. Psalms 58 and 10. And it reads, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, man. Come on, man. Back in Baruch 4. It say, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck. Listen, my delicate ones have went rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto power, for he shall be remembered of them. Salakia, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh Shemawashah, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. It reads, verse 29, for he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. As it says in Revelation 22, there shall be no more weeping and crying. Again, for he that brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall, all 17 heathen nations. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. Babylon the Great, man. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude. What is said in Lamentation 4 and 21? 4 and 20, 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter Edom. That's why we tell you devils. Y'all might well have it up right now. Party and play and enjoy yourself. Because when it's gone, this is it, man. It's our turn to rule. And it's going to be forever, man. It say, for I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude and her pride, which is Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of their heart had to see them. That's how we know they're talking about Esau, Edom, right? It said, for I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude and her pride shall be turned into mourning, for fire shall come upon her from the everlasting. They tell you, that's how we know North America is known as Babylon the Great, because the ancient Babylon was not destroyed with fire. It's in Iraq right now, man. They over there right now, man. The Bible talks about Babylon the Great, which shall be destroyed with fire, Revelation 18, man. That's not talking about the ancient Babylon. For you dumb niggas, that's talking about Rome. It ain't talking about no damn Vatican City, man. It say, for fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. You read about that in Isaiah, man. 34, man. Isaiah 13, man. It talks about nothing gonna be happening here but scorpions and creatures of the desert, man. The cormorant, the bittern, these different type of vultures and buzzards, man. Ain't nobody gonna be here in North America no more, man. It said, oh Jerusalem, look about thee towards the east. Where's the east? That's what we face and praise you. How about Shema Shah, man? That's where the land of Israel is at. It say, and behold the joy that cometh upon thee from Yahweh Shema Shah. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of Yahweh Shema Shah. Hold on, I gotta read that again. 3 precepts popped up. Baruch 4 and 37. Lo, thy sons come, whom thy sentest away, scattered through the four corners of the earth. They come together They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One. That's in Isaiah 34, right? In 16. Hold on. Salakia, I gotta read it. I gotta read it. Isaiah 34 and 16. It reads, Seek ye out the book of the Lord Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail, meaning the prophecies. None shall want her mate, meaning there's no other book that you can compare to the Bible. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it has gathered them. Who? Israel. Let's get another one. This is Zephaniah 2 and 1. Gather yourselves together, ye gather together, O nation not desire. You see, who is that? You Israelites, man. The nation that's not desired, man. They call us spicks, spooks, porch monkeys, wetbacks, and savages, man. We are not known here in Babylon the Great. Well, now we are being known, man. Well, now we are being known, man. Let me look at that again. That's cold. Because I had one more. Root 4 and 37. It say, Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come, it say, they come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One. Man, that's cold. This is Psalms 107. Let's get this. Cold, man. This is Psalms 107 and 2. Let the redeemed of the Lord Yahweh say so, whom he have redeemed from the hand of the enemy, and gathered them out of the lands from the east and from the west, from the north and from the south. That's scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Talking to you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, U.S., Indians, and Haitians, man. We going home, man. We going home, man. Let me get the other one in Isaiah real quick. Salakia. Let me get this. What is that? Is it Isaiah 42? I think it is. Maybe 43. It say, this is Isaiah 43 and verse 5. It reads, Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. I will say to the north, Give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far and my daughters from the ends of the earth. Even everyone that is called by my name, for I have created him for my glory. I have formed him, yeah, I have made him. Hey, call out Yahweh Shema Shai, man. This only applies to you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, man. So when we see things going on, these are examples of the Lord gathering us, man. Through what? Through the truth. The brother got it right here. In his lightning Yashala, John 7 and 38. He that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said, out of his belly, meaning your mind, shall flow rivers of living water, man. You see, these things that's happening, the reason it's happening, because the elect has been nourished with discipline, and the time is almost up, man. The time is almost up to be nourished and disciplined, man. Because as the scripture tell you, let me close with this. Revelation 14. Let's close with this. This applies to only the elect of Israel, man. If you can't accept it, we don't care, man. This is Revelation 14 in verse, I'm gonna read 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 140 and 4,000, having his father's name written in their forehead. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of the harpers harping with their harps. And they sung, as it were, a new song before the throne. The song isn't new. And before the four beasts, the reason it's new, because we haven't heard it in a long time. So that's why I say, as it were a new song. It say, and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 140 and 4,000 which were redeemed from the earth. I read Psalm 107. The Lord say, let the redeemed say so, man. Right? It say, these are they which were not defiled with women. This ain't talking about women, because Peter had a wife. And we know Peter is one of the elect. So this can't be talking about women. This is talking about women is going into the philosophies of the world, man. It said, these are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whatsoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto power and to the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they were without fault before the throne of power. So it's and they sung as it were a new song. Salakia, I gotta close with this. This is Deuteronomy 31. This is what the Lord told Moses to teach the children of Israel this song. Listen. So in Revelation, when they say only the 144,000 can learn this song, right? And then you got the 144,000 who's teaching this song to the unknown multitude right now, right? It say Deuteronomy 31 and 16. It say, and the verse 14, the Lord said unto Moses, behold, the days approach that thou must die. Call Joshua and present yourself in the tabernacle of the congregation, that I may give him a charge. And Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tabernacle of the congregation. And the Lord appeared in the tabernacle in a pillar of a cloud, and the pillar of the cloud stood over the door of the tabernacle. And the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a horn after the gods of the strangers of the land, whether they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, are not these evils come upon us, because our power is not among us? And I will surely hide my face in that day for all the evils which they shall have wrought, in that they are turned unto other gods. Now, therefore, write ye this song for you and teach it the children of Israel, put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against them, against the children of Israel. For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swore unto their fathers, that flow with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten and filled themselves and waxen fat, then will I turn unto other, then will they turn unto other gods and serve them and provoke me and break my covenant. And it shall come to pass when many evils and troubles are befalling them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness. You see this? So this song, the only one, that's why I say in Revelation 14 when I was reading, and they sung as it were a new song. The song isn't new. We just lost the tune, man. We just lost the words of the song. Well, guess what? We got the song back, man. And we out there in the highways and byways teaching you the song. I want to go into a couple other precepts, but I ain't gonna do it. Matthew 16, Matthew 11. Salak, you know what? I gotta read it, man. I must be allowed to read this. Salaki. This is Matthew 11 and 16. Because this song is only for the Israelites, man. And we keep telling you this over and over and over, man. Matthew 11 and 16. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows. With what? And saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. That's a song. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented. We telling you the song. The Lord said this song shall be a witness against us, how we went off, man. Right? Let's get this one. It's Matthew 16 and 4. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it but the sign of the prophet Jonas. What's that mean? The messengers that's singing you the song. Let me get one more. Ezekiel 33 and 30. Listen, it reads, also thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, talking trash. They in the cult, they're gonna be destroyed, right? It say, and speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what the word that coming forth from the Lord. See, they love to come out here into the highways and hedges, but we teaching that, and it's a game to them, man. It's entertainment, right? And they come unto thee as a people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love. Hey, Shalom, y'all brothers doing the right thing out here. Hey, keep up the good work, right? For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that have a pleasant voice and can play well on the instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this come to pass, and lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet had been among them. This is the song we should be singing, man. Come, the water out. The brother said, don't rush. Playing this song is beautiful. Yeah, man. Come. Hey, the water out. Hey, yeah, I ain't gonna be quenching my spirit, man. I know I see him in a little over an hour, so it just, yeah, man. This is the song, man. And this song, the only ones can hear this song is you Israelites, man. Let me get one more. This is Revelation. Let's get this. Is the only ones, matter of fact, yeah. Let's get this. This is Revelations 15, and it reads, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, seven angels having the seven last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of power. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that have gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having harps of power. And here is the kicker, and they sing the song of Moses, the servant of power, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works. Yahweh Shema Shah, power almighty, just and true are thy ways, thy king of saints. And they sung the song of Moses. Who was with Moses getting the song? It was the Israelites, man. This song does not apply to Edom, Ammon, Moab, Ishmael, or Elam, or Ham. It does not apply to you, man. This song is for the Israelites, man. Hey, so Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether you can accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the occupants pushing the truth and believing the truth throughout the four ends of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to that walk who are listening and learning, that few sisters who are listening and learning. Lord wills and edifying. To the next time I say shalom, wa abab abal. Hey, remember, man, the things that's going on around the earth is because our time of discipline and being nourished is almost up, man. We about to go home. These prophecies, these examples that we see every day, man, is signs of our captive being over, man. The water for tuning in. But Yahweh Shema shall continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Hey, the water for your precepts. Why? Above, above.